ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. There's been a cry for a while now by local golfers for better access to courses here in the capital, and soon there may be some light at the end of the tunnel.
In making more facilities available for Bahamians, suitable arrangements are being put in place for playtime and preferred fees for members of the Bahamas Golf Federation to utilize the Paradise Island Golf Course.
We've partnered more closely with the Bahamas Golf Federation. We've tried to create opportunities, particularly now where there are no or limited golf courses in Nassau for local players, where members of the Bahamas Golf Federation can play on our course at severely discounted rates at off-peak times. And in off-peak seasons, we will also continue to look at how we can help out. Previously, we had restrictions because this is in the end a membership golf course, and it also hosts groups that stay at Atlantis in tournaments and other items like that. But we've communicated with the Bahamas Golf Federation the extent to which we can increase local participation. We're going to allow that to stand in place until Bahamar opens its golf course. We expect that similar arrangements will be probably made at Albany and with the Bahamar course, and hopefully Life at Key one day.
It came down to the last minute, but Team Bahamas left town earlier today for the Junior CAC Track and Field Championships in Mexico, and B3A's president Mike Sands explains why these trips are so important.
We cannot disenfranchise the kids. The Junior CAC is a step above the CARIFTA, if you will, in that there are more countries that participate. I'm understanding from the organizers that there are 700 athletes that have registered so far to date. The athletes that we ratified are all qualified athletes. This is not a situation where we just selected a team. You'll recognize that in the list that was submitted, have athletes that actually made the CARIFTA team but did not make this team because we simply took a position that you must meet the qualifying standard subsequent to the CARIFTA Games. And so those athletes that did not meet the qualifying standard subsequent to the CARIFTA Games were not given consideration.
Now, our Junior CAC team was allowed to travel thanks in large part to a generous donation from Percy's at the Island Game. Spokesman Wayne Monroe spoke about how these kinds of issues could be avoided should gaming be legalized in the Bahamas.
I'm told that it's proposed that as a part of the regulation, there will have to be contributions towards sporting development. Part of the problem with things like sporting development is the more successful you are, the more expensive it becomes. The more athletes you develop, the larger the teams, the more it costs to travel. It is all well and good, and this is why my call is to all corporate Bahamas.
The 2014 Battle for Atlantis will take place this November at the Imperial Ballroom, and this NCAA Division I men's basketball tournament has been a big hit since its inception.
Of the 8 teams coming, 3 are already ranked in the preseason top 10. And in fact, the number 2 team, Wisconsin, is coming this year. So we'll see how that works out. As you will know, we have our team scheduled for the next 5 or 6 years. And we will announce the final. At the final, we'll announce the following year's 8 teams. But right now, North Carolina, Florida, and Wisconsin are in the 8 teams that are coming this year. We also have Georgetown and Butler. Stay tuned. It's going to be a monster tournament. This is also the first year, by the way, that ESPN will be taking over the live broadcasts. Before, it was a combination, but NBC Sports was the broadcaster. ESPN has now decided this is the premier preseason NCAA basketball tournament in the nation, and it's going to be a fantastic Thanksgiving.
Now, leading up to the Battle for Atlantis in November will be the Bahamas Basketball Federation's Summer of Thunder Series next month. This year's event will attract a number of top Division I teams, along with a couple of national teams and even a pro team out of France. And that means the Kendall Isaacs gym will need to be up to par.
We got to make sure the lighting is right, the floor is right, the locker rooms, the changing rooms, the bathrooms. We gonna be showcasing our basketball talent to the world. having ESPN here. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be working with the Sports Authority to make sure that Sikandar Isaac is up to the standard that we will be proud when our visitors come, and we want to really have them be comfortable in a top quality facility.
The Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation is gearing up for a busy summer. It all starts with the Nationals later this month in Grand Bahama, and from there a team will be chosen to represent the Bahamas at the CAC Championships. With this in mind, President Danny Sumner wants to put all participants on notice to stay clean.
We will be doing a lot of random drug testing this year. So athletes be on the lookout that Dr. Stone call you or the Federation call you for dope testing. Be aware that we will be doing it. The reason for that is that once we get to St. Martin, or before we get to St. Martin, we may have athletes being called upon from the IFBB to do a random drug test here. So it is imperative that we encourage every athlete to stay drug-free.
That will do it for sports, but stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.